Hey man, what the do y'all know about sports?
You are now listening to the Best Damn Sports Podcast. Period. Welcome back, everyone, to the What Do Women Know About Sports Podcast. I am Brina Cole.
And I'm Vicky D.
What's up?
What's going on? We have a special guest today.
Special guest.
That means I must speak by myself.
Yes.
Sure. I'm Arlington Lane. They call me the A-Train. And I with the In the Zone Network.
Yes.
Yeah, so just glad.
Thanks for being here. Yes.
Yeah.
You were on the show before.
I
Yes.
was. We did. That's when we was the pandemic version.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we was on punishment then.
As a country, we were. The entire world. You think about it.
Yeah.
Guess how's it been going?
Going good. I am doing some great things over at the network and been doing a lot more shows. In the Zone is what I do. I produce that. I do a show called In the Cards. Do a whole Cardinal podcast now and getting that back up and running. Do a basketball podcast, The Price Check with my man Josh Price. I do the XFL STL talk show. I do a wrestling show.
Ooh.
So I'm busy.
Do it all, huh?
You
Okay.
busy.
Yeah.
Gotta keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
I see your little promo you got going on. Shirt, hat.
Right on. Yeah. Gotta represent. So I gotta do things, man.
Yeah,
Shout
I
out
mean,
to Palmer Alexander too.
Do you sell any merch? Let people
You know what? We do. We have a Teespring site where you can get you some merch, man. And we got cups and shirts and pants. We've got pants.
What kind of
Sweatshirts
pants?
too.
Oh,
Oh, y'all fancy.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
We like staying right here.
But ain't nobody buying anything. So.
Amen. Say man. Buy the products, Pete.
Yeah, we
Buy the
have to
products.
pray on this after the show is over. So
I'm all for a good prayer.
there we go. Merch is there. So, but we hopefully we're gonna get that back up and running. We're just right now we kind of focusing on our programs and making some more projects happen, and that's all I'm at right now.
That's what's up. This is the time for projects.
Oh yeah.
This is the time for like for projects being creative because we're in a panoramic. So
Still.
Yeah. It is a whole 360 view going around in this pandemic. That's for sure, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
So Vicky, how was your week?
It was cool, It was all right. I don't do nothing exciting, so,
Same, y'all know where I work, my life. This is just a every week thing for me, people. Y'all y'all know.
No, I don't, because I don't. I don't.
So I work for a university in financial aid. That should tell you all I need to tell you.
Bless your heart.
Ooh-wee.
Hey,
Bless your heart.
and you can just imagine me having to deal with people.
Bless your heart, man. Yes, like, woo, sweet Jesus. I just brought back memories of college for me, dealing with financial aid.
Good old FAFSA.
Exactly, dealing
Oh,
with them,
my
and then
God.
dealing with all of the administrators, because they know they don't want to be there at all. See,
You're right.
There it is. They don't want to deal with no people.
So here's the thing. It's not that we don't want to deal with people. It's the fact that you need to read. I feel like comprehension is low and people don't read. They get an email and say, oh, y'all send me an email. What does it say? Have you read it? And 9 times out of 10, they have not. So,
Oh, man.
So like if you call and get me, I'm going to make you read it because you need to read it before you call.
There it is. Reading is fundamental.
Hey,
I mean, you're in school.
that's the bottom line.
There's career people that go to school. You know what I'm saying? They don't even go to class where they just there.
They there for the refund, but it's none of my business. It's none of my
Look,
business.
I don't have it, but I know at my school, there was a guy that was there. He had to be there going on 10 years, man. I'm like, you made a full career of this. Like, you got grown. But he was scoping, looking for women and stuff. Now, he was one of them creeps.
Something was wrong.
I never was that person. Never. You would never see me creeping.
We didn't have that at our campus. It was nobody's scope. It was the...
No.
No. I went to class and went home. That was it for me.
Amen to that. You got to.
That was it. So it's been a lot happening in the world of sports.
Yeah.
It's been a lot going on. What's first on our docket, Victoria?
So first of all, we'll get to the NBA playoffs last because that's just sweet. We're going to start off with tennis, okay? Naomi Osaka. Yeah. So yeah, she pulled out.
I mean, I feel the same about my job. Like, your mental health is way more important than any job.
Yeah.
If you're not there mentally and it's bringing you some type of toxicity or negativity, time to let that mug go.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm proud of Naomi Osaka for speaking up about it, and I'm applauding the people that have supported around her.
Definitely.
And have reached out to help her and to address the situation at hand. However, there's a however.
Ooh, there's a but.
Naomi Osaka's team kind of dropped the ball. And the
How do you
reason why
mean?
I say that is because if this was going to be an issue, you could have gotten a reporter, one, it didn't have to be a bunch, that was comfortable enough to be with Naomi Osaka. And that would have kind of simmered what was going on if she was comfortable enough. Now, if she wasn't, then fine. Then you'd be cool with that. But she does not have that obligation. However, her team, in my mind, should have looked to someone that she's comfortable with, that it doesn't lead to what led to what we saw on television with Naomi Osaka.
So you saying she ain't got nobody who she can like talk to?
That's what it looks like on the surface. And now if that ain't the case, it was never addressed. And if it was, I missed it. I'm cool with that. But I'm happy that she is, because a lot of athletes today do need to speak out more about mental health because they do have that issue.
Right.
But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with talking to somebody about it. You don't want to look at somebody that's just looking for a piece to say, I got the exclusive story. You want to be there to, and reportedly like, well, we're not here to nurture babies and all that kind of stuff and soften it up. Well, this is the culture that we have today.
True.
And unfortunately, this is where we at. So nurturing is what's going to have to be. I'm sorry, we're not in the baby boomer stage. This is the Generation Y stages, and a lot of Generation Xers, that includes me. I'm not against what happened with Naomi Osaka, but like I said, the point, however, was the team should have did something to kind of simmer that down.
Yeah.
That's just me.
So do you agree, because I know that like a lot of athletes, they don't always like to do press. Do you think like they are mandated or required to do it? Because I know I think that was a part of her issue. She didn't want to talk to anybody.
Right.
So do you think that they have a duty to talk to these people?
That is the big $1 million question. Is should they be mandated to talk to reporters?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so. However, there's another one. They should get comfortable with reporters, talking to them, those that want, because think about it. For a long time, Michael Jordan and Ahmad Rashad was always around each other. Why? Because Mike was comfortable with Ahmad. Whenever there was a story that was going to be put out, it was only through Ahmad Rashad. Only. Until, later on down the line and whatnot, he didn't really, because Mike didn't really talk as much. But when he did, he only talked to Ahmad. That's because he was boys with Ahmad. It's getting to know that individual. And when you know that individual and start seeing that, and then you get these softball questions or dumb questions that these reporters
They really do
are
be
throwing
asking
out.
some stupid. Oh my God.
I know you said you want to talk about the playoffs later, but it was just one thing I saw with R.J. Barrett of the Knicks. And the reporter out of New York Post made a headline, or New York Times or whatever, was saying something like, here's what R.J. Barrett and his negative post about it. See, you're doing that because all you're looking for is clicks. And, you're looking for negative. It's more negative press.
Right.
And so that's not cool. And I know that reporters these days have a smoke screen. They don't care about what people think. I just want to get the story. That's all. And that's the problem. Right. You're never going to get the story. There, and this is going to be for everybody. You will never know the genuineness of an individual. Never. So you got to go by what you see, whether they being genuine or not. You make that assumption. That's all I can say about it is they are going to be who they are at all times. Whether you think they're being fake or real, you'll never know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because like Serena mentioned, like I mean, a lot of people don't have thick skin or tough skin or whatever. Some people can handle it, but I mean, she can't. So you gotta, like you said, like you gotta. I feel like they have to accommodate her in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and then you get all these different people talking about, she's being weak, or she has $1 million home. She got $1 million car.
Bring up 'cause she rich.
She got all this car. She rich. Yeah. She don't have to have no issue with that.
Nothing.
It don't mean enough. That doesn't mean anything. This is a human being at the end of the day.
With like real feelings, with like real issues. Just because you have money, it does not mean like it does not mean like
we've seen that in many cases
with like depression or that stops nothing. Like money doesn't make you. It doesn't bring you happiness.
No, not to everybody.
So I don't care if she on Tesla. If she has a mental illness or she's struggling with something, she's still gonna struggle with it. So to even bring up those type of comments, they're stupid anyway.
And the team could have brought therapists.
Yeah.
There. I'm talking about her team, Osaka's team.
Yeah.
Therapy. Bring that in because she need it. So now you sitting here looking for it on their end. This is not the reporter's end. On their end,
yeah.
I get it. You wanted her to go out and speak, but also at the same time, she could have done this behind closed doors.
And back to your point, like maybe she doesn't have the right team.
Exactly. You need a better team.
Yeah.
That's the thing here, is if you want to push out mental health awareness, fine, do so. But also, get therapy.
Yeah.
Right.
Therapy actually works. I know we in a generation these days where black folk don't even think they need it. They need it too.
But I mean, it is more and more of us doing it. But so they fined her $15,000 for not speaking.
That's throwaway
which
money.
She didn't mind paying. Like she didn't mind it.
That's throwaway money.
But the Calm app
she didn't mind
it.
Huh?
I think the Calm app are gonna.
They're gonna
take
pay
care
it.
of it.
So she ain't gotta pay.
Which I'm like, that's dope for Calm. But she was just gonna pay it, and she was still gonna do her thing or whatever. But when they was like, girl, if you're gonna keep doing this, we just gonna have to pull you out. And she was like, you know what? Forget y'all. I'm just gonna go ahead and not play.
Now, there's nothing wrong with her speaking her truth either.
Right.
Because I know that's the other thing. It's like, should I keep quiet or should I not? There are some things where you can keep quiet and others that you can't. I think this is one of those times where she could have kept quiet and handled it with therapists. But since it's already out there, she did a good job with that too. You get what I'm saying? She could have done it behind closed doors, but since it's already out there, the damage is already done. You know what I'm saying? You have to go with the flow. It's going to be a teeter-totter from both sides, both ends of the spectrum. So at this point now, you move forward.
Yeah.
You don't go back.
So do you think that she'll play in the Olympics? Because that's like a couple weeks out.
If she's playing for a country, then yeah. If she's not, she move forward.
I think she's gonna play for Japan.
Yeah, she's gonna play for Japan. Even though she's American and she's English, she's gonna play for Japan.
Yeah.
Well, she lives in America. Let me say that.
Yeah. I mean, but overall, I'm not mad at her at all.
No, I'm not either.
I feel like these athletes, I don't understand why certain people try to hold them to a standard that it shouldn't even be at. Bottom line, like they are still people at the end of the day.
Right.
That's the bottom line for me.
That's real key because they do make a lot more money than you and I. and we do hold them higher. But like you said,
But then that's our fault.
it is.
That's our
It
fault.
is,
Our fault.
and it's the media's fault too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for like making them godlike.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It is, and nobody's gonna call him out on it, but we can do that on this program today.
Yeah. So
So I support
I hope
her.
she gets
Like
the help
she
and
needs.
the support
Yeah.
that she needs.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
sure.
I don't disagree with that.
And also shout out to Venus Williams and Coco. They double teaming out here. With the doubles. So
Yeah.
I was like, that's what's up.
Yeah.
So
Make it happen, man.
right.
Shout out to them.
All right. So over to college basketball, we got Coach K. He's retiring after this season.
I should be more excited for this, but I'm not
And why is that?
because I'm not a Duke fan. I can't stand the looks
Well, okay,
of Duke.
aren't you a Duke fan?
I'm sorry.
How do you,
Bless your heart.
what do you have
All I
against?
know is we got y'all this year. I don't care pandemic or not.
Wait, who you?
Got them twice. UNC, baby. I'm with
Well, you with the women's though.
So like Coach K is me, so I do like him.
no. Okay.
So I prefer UConn for
UConn,
women.
right.
Yeah.
Got you.
Oh, I had a whole nother argument. We ain't gonna talk about that.
As far as Coach K, he is older. It's probably time. I'm not mad about it. I feel like with anything, all great things or great runs, they come to an end. He's recognizing his and he's retiring like on his own. Like he isn't. It's not because he's sick or anything like that. He's just like it's just my time.
No, he's seeing the changing of the guard with the NCAA. That's what that's about. Because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for that, he'd still go. He'll go till he can't go no more. Like, period.
You think so?
Heck yeah. But because that the NCAA now is doing this thing with the athletes, with the player and likeness, they get their money off of it now. Mm-hmm. It changes the whole game now. And because of that, you're going to get a lot more one and dones from 5-star athletes coming in to play. The 3 years, oh man, or 4 years hardship, it's over. I feel bad for football players because they'll never get to see that opportunity to go one and done. Basketball, until the Players Association with the NBA changes that rule, that's what it's going to be. And you can see now 5-star athletes are saying, I don't want to go to college. I'll go to the G League and start playing.
True.
That's the landscape. I think that's another reason why Roy Williams retired. Is because that changing of the guard is happening. You're seeing all the great coaches that we remember so well, and they're saying, my time is done because I'm not going to be able to keep every year making these recruiting trips, and they're only going to be there for 1 year.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It sucks having to rebuild like every year. That's a problem.
Then and it takes a toll on your body.
Yeah.
So yeah, like you saying that Coach K wasn't sick or anything, but you can best believe it was taking a toll on him.
Yeah.
That he was going out and going to get these guys, and they sitting here telling them that I'm going to be committed to you, and they're not. Soon as they get some play, and then they start doing well, and then scouts start looking at them. They're gonna be in the building.
Yeah.
He could be great for our squad. And then they get in their mind. And then agents start coming into the picture. $1 million contracts, endorsements. Yeah, those days are done. Like, really done. Now, I think only one coach is going to make it through the whole deal, and that's John Calipari.
With Kentucky.
Yep. Because he can handle that. He can handle the one and dones. He wants people to go to the league.
Yeah.
That's how much of a coach he really is. So he can boast every time you see like an Anthony Davis or a Devin Booker that we just saw. Those are Kentucky guys. And he takes that with great pride. It just makes me wonder why he was a Hall of Famer in the first place.
And you don't think that Coach K takes pride in his players? Like,
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Every player that he had for over 40 years, he takes pride in. He was able to get players to play in the league, but not as a rapid pace in my mind like John Calipari did.
Okay. Makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Roy Williams is the same. He didn't have that rapid pace. Last time he had something that was that rapid was, I think it was his second year. at Carolina when they won the national title. The whole squad was gone. The whole starting five was gone. It didn't take much. So I'm like, those days of having guys playing 3 years, because the only way that would happen, unless they're going to continuously develop. Like for instance, St. Louis is Caleb Love. For right now, I haven't heard anything about him jumping ship. I don't think he needs to jump ship because there's so much work that he got to do. That was the same for Larry Hughes, and I love Larry Hughes, man. Freshman guard, but the situation came where money was being thrown to him, and he was going to take it because he wanted to make sure his brother was okay. But I still didn't believe that he was good enough to make to jump ship to the NBA because he wasn't fully developed as a NBA player. But he did it. You know what I mean? When played 12, 13 years or so. That's where I'm having, the issues of those that go one and done.
Right.
Is that some will be good and some won't pan out.
Hey.
Like Nasir Little. I'm still waiting on you, bro. But there's no stuff.
But yeah, I mean, congrats to Coach K on the retirement. All he does
An
well.
impressive career.
Yeah.
I just don't like his successor.
Oh yeah.
I don't like John Shire.
His successor is John Shire.
Not a fan.
Yeah.
Like, and wait a minute, you ready for this? I got something for you. You know how before the show we was talking about jobs and stuff? I don't like the fact that Hubert Davis got the job at North Carolina. And he a black dude. I don't like it.
Is that the one that was
Yeah. Let's say with the press conference. When people don't know.
Got you.
When people don't know, there was a video out. It was removed.
Have you seen it?
Immediately.
No.
It's
You
gone.
don't know? Oh, okay.
It's gone. They removed it. It was him talking in a room like this.
Yeah.
And he said exact words that he said verbatim. And I can't remember. I'm a paraphrase.
Yeah.
But it was something onto the lines of, this ain't got nothing to do with race. And I got my wife here, my white wife.
Yeah, I seen that video. Yeah.
That was before the press conference. He said that exact same thing before the presser. And I was like, well, I be damned. This is what I got to deal with for the next few years.
That's your team.
Look, and I'm sitting there saying to myself, I'm like, if I have to, if he has bad seasons, I don't mind him going. He can go on his merry way out the door. I wouldn't mind it whatsoever. Like, I can't believe you. Like, I'm like, I was red. Like, and then all the jokes from my Duke fans and stuff that I know, they come and say, well, look what you got to deal with.
Right. Oh my
crazy.
Goodness.
I'm like, I had to throw my head down. But it is what it is. John Shire, being an assistant, I couldn't stand him, just like JJ Redick couldn't stand Kyle Singler. I couldn't stand Redick was probably the worst of the bunch. But here's the crazy thing about that. Remember that was a Duke team that was all black or mostly black? Y'all remember that? Back in '99, they lost to Connecticut in the national title. They had an all-black starting five. But nobody remembers that. I used to cheer for that team. I wanted to see them succeed, but again, UConn was just as equally good, But after that, you start seeing when they started doing the one and dones then with Corey Maggette, when Elton Brand left. Never again. We ain't never letting this happen to our team ever again. And you saw the shift change at Duke University. You saw it then. Even though that was like that, what was it, 92? When they won the national title and stuff with Christian Laettner, all that weird mess.
Oh.
But you start seeing things was changing at Duke. I'm like, oh, they put more black players out there. That changed.
Of course. All right. So let's switch gears and go to National Basketball Association.
The government.
Yeah,
You know what you call it?
that's what she calls it.
I do.
I don't know what you call it, the government.
I have no idea. It just sounds nice. That's all.
Oh, really?
Roll off
Association.
tongue.
I'm roll off tongue. Yeah.
So a lot has been happening, y'all. I'm sure y'all watched the games, right?
Yes, I have.
Well, before that,
Yes.
Boston, Danny Ainge, he's like stepping down.
Oh, oh God.
Brad Stevens is stepping up.
He has no experience
Hey,
whatsoever.
Ain't no changing to the guard there. There's no changes. Look,
Oh.
you go from one bad apple to another. You know what I'm saying?
because I just don't understand. Like Brad Stevens, like
I will never understand the Boston Celtics front office, and maybe I shouldn't.
yeah, I shouldn't.
Maybe I shouldn't, man. Like, I saw when Stephen A. was going ham about.
Oh,
the
he
whole
had a
situation.
meltdown.
Yeah, like he had a whole meltdown. Like, why? Like, they wasn't gonna say nothing. The team, no, they wasn't gonna say anything.
I think he was mad about like players not stepping up and like advocating for black coaches.
They wasn't gonna do that.
But he had a whole like
Conniption.
yeah, he was took off his mic.
He's like, before I say something disrespectful. Yeah.
Bro, you already said that about Kwame Brown, but that's another story.
Yeah, it's a different
You already
story.
been disrespectful towards Kwame Brown. So
But he was really upset about that. And, I mean, I get to be mad, but he kind of overdid it a little bit.
Yeah, and you did it for effect. 'Cause I get it. You are ESPN's highest paid staffer. So
Yeah.
I don't like it. You know, it's what it is. I mean, I didn't see no change. I just don't like the fact that Danny Ainge is getting away scot-free. Like nothing happened in Boston, dog. Like, I felt bad for Tatum.
Yeah.
Yes.
I felt Brad and on the other end, Bradley Beal in Washington. You know, I feel like he's in a no-win
man.
situation.
Yeah.
But that's again, man, that St. Louis guys, you want them to be on the come up, but it's like they ain't gonna be on the come up with the respective teams that they're gonna be with for they consider franchise players.
Right.
And Brad Stevens is finna be the eye in the sky.
And he kind of like dense.
Maybe he'll turn in like Steve Kerr was. And I know people was like, well, why don't they ever go after Mark Jackson? Mark Jackson put his nail in his own coffin. His own coffin. He know it. But it's not going to stop him for what he says he's going to do. Now, black coaches, you know, like Jason Kidd, you know, he's done the trick. Lloyd Pierce, you know, those are guys that is being named for any new job that's come up.
Or Tyrone Lue, maybe.
You going after the Clippers? Clippers gonna clip, right?
I mean, he's probably making it past Dallas, so.
Wait.
I mean, look, let me tell y'all something about that.
Let's just get into it.
I know y'all Laker fans. I know y'all Laker fans.
Listen, I don't have a team anymore. I no longer have a team. I don't
Victoria
care.
was a Kobe fan.
I was a Kobe fan.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know, so I ain't got no team.
Yeah.
You always have us. Okay, well that goes for LeBron fans too. I always wanted to know what was the relationship between LeBron fans and Laker fans. But when they got that championship, everybody was like a family.
No, I still had my ground. I was completely
I will
different.
say,
I
she
love it.
still
I
was
love it.
like,
I'm consistent.
I love it.
Right.
I'm consistent. Like, I'm glad we got the championship, and I kind of feel like we got it last year.
Right. That's an that whole season is an asterisk.
I feel like when we got it, one, it was in a bubble. Two, they wanted to do it for Kobe because like he had died that year, so it was kind of different. But I was consistent with
Your hate for LeBron.
I still don't like LeBron.
Honestly, straight up, 2020. If there was never a pandemic,
I don't.
the Lakers were gonna win the championship.
You said they were. Okay. Yeah.
No matter what.
No
matter what, no matter who they was up against,
Yeah,
they was gonna win the championship.
I think
I
they
can
was
believe
gonna,
it.
and that's just my personal opinion. I felt like that they was trying to do it like just for his honor because like he had died in January.
Yeah.
That was just me.
I mean, the story was there. I mean,
the story was there. It kind of just flowed together a little bit.
And
for
that's
me.
why, you know, I know a lot of people, we shout fix because I shouted fix on a lot of things myself, especially anything that LeBron James was featured in the championship. I shouted fix. But my point is that with that year, it was evident. And I talked with people that are Laker fans, and they all said the same thing with me. It didn't matter who they were going to be up against,
course
whether it was
they
a
gonna say
pandemic or not. No. But they kept it real with me.
Okay.
Like Rihanna.
Okay.
They all said the same thing. They were going to win the championship. I believed it.
Yeah.
And I knew it. Because it was gonna be for Kobe.
Yeah, that's just kind of how I took it. That's just where that was just.
And
it for
I'm you know, I'm glad they did.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, he's still at 4 at the end of the day.
So let's run them down.
Okay.
Let's start with my Eastern Conference people.
Oh wow! Yes, let's go.
Let me let y'all know something. I am really disappointed in the Miami Heat. And here's why. This may be this may not be like your reasoning why, but for me, any team, I feel like if you made the finals in a season before, you barely even got to the playoffs, and then you're the only team so far to have a sweep. Did Jimmy Butler not show up? Like, what happened?
Milwaukee wanted it more.
Like,
That's
what
point
happened?
blank. Milwaukee is on a revenge tour.
Okay, not revenge.
So I talked to a coworker about it.
Serious.
You ain't lying.
I talked to a coworker about it, and he was like, teams realized who Tyler Hero was, and so they learned how to guard him.
Yeah.
So they went back and like did their homework.
But that's how you supposed to do it.
Which is but like y'all didn't put up like no fight. I'm just.
What did Jimmy Butler say before the playoffs?
You really, if you really look at the landscape of that series, there was no way Miami was going to win that series at all.
Man.
And the fact that they did it in a sweeping fashion.
The only team in the first round to get up, I had to bring the broom out.
Yo, they are on a revenge tour, and now they got the Brooklyn Nets, which is going to probably be one of the most classic series we looking at. There's going to be some tight games.
Oh man,
going forward. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Like I want 7 games. Like this is a series where you sit back and you just fold your arms and say, I want 7 games out of this.
Like, listen, Miami Bucks was so boring. I probably didn't even watch not one game because I just knew I didn't watch not one game. No shade to like, I want Tatum to like, you know, like do well. That Brooklyn Nets and Celtics series, I barely watched the game all the way through because you just automatically knew Brooklyn was going to take it. Like,
yeah, the same could be said with Philly and Washington. You know.
Yeah, like those series you didn't really have to watch because like you just automatically knew like, all right,
And,
okay.
Who is Philly playing? 4 or 5? I'm trying, man, because that let me know I'm not invested
Philly,
in
Philly, huh? Next round they're gonna play the Hawks.
Atlanta.
Yeah, they're gonna play the
Now,
Hawks.
Listen,
will
Trae
say
Young.
this.
Listen,
Trae Young is
listen. First, let me let y'all know. Them New York Knicks, I am proud of them for getting to this step.
Listen, can we? I'm sorry. Can we?
I will give y'all that. Y'all got her. This y'all first time since what 2013, I think.
Yeah.
I appreciate that because before then I was dogging y'all. I appreciate it.
Even though Spike Lee did leave before
no, he came back.
He came back?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you was not dedicated.
Like season ticket holder every season.
Yo.
Okay. They ain't show that. Okay, I ain't see that. I ain't see that.
They
Okay.
said, Spike, why'd you leave? Man, I had to go to the bathroom, man. I had to go run to the bathroom. Come on back.
Okay.
Go to the private bathroom.
I'm sure like he gave up on
Madison
his team.
Square Garden it was rocking.
Listen, them
was
fans
hurt.
was happy, okay? And I don't even want to talk about
Like
the
shout out
fans,
to D
bro.
Rose. I appreciate him. But listen, Trae Young, he became the devil and he was okay with it. Okay?
We needed one. Like
He
we
was
needed
okay
one.
with that.
We needed a villain.
He took his bow and that was it.
Hey, Reggie Miller couldn't have been more prouder.
Okay.
He couldn't have been more prouder than that. I'm serious, man, because the Eastern Conference is going to need another villain. But here's the thing. I wasn't
Reggie
expecting
Miller
him.
Yeah, him out of all people.
Trae Young, I was
This
not
little bitty
expecting.
dude.
The villain that I'm looking for ain't even Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving.
Hollering.
The villain I'm looking at right now is number 34 for the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis. That's what I'm looking for as a villain.
Okay.
From this point on.
Okay.
Because the days of LeBron are closing. It's starting to.
Listen.
Yeah, it's
Starting to close. Look, I wouldn't have been surprised if he was at his presser last night and said the words, I'm done, and just let NBA Twitter and Twitter go crazy. Just said the words, I'm done. That's it. I'm done and walk off. Just to see what the reaction that it was going to garner from that. If he did that, I guarantee you, we all on social media talking about what just happened, what just happened. Is he retiring? Da, 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 da.
I mean, he getting close.
But I can go on that Space Jam 2 tour.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not going to see
Listen.
that. I'm not seeing that. Okay, so let's do some predictions.
Okay.
So Bucks, Brooklyn. Like, is he going 7? Is he going to hold 7?
That's gonna be a good series, though.
And who taking it?
That's
I know I said that Milwaukee's on a revenge tour, but I got to go with Brooklyn.
Really?
Yeah. Because it's going to go 7.
It is. I feel
It's going to go 7.
I'm hoping.
If Milwaukee gets it, I won't be mad.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But
Right.
I'm rooting for Brooklyn.
Victoria?
Ooh-wee.
So how many games and who's taking it?
Oh, Nets in 7.
Less than 7. Oof. Okay. I'm gonna go with. Wow. I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
And how many games?
I'll say either 6 or 7.
I won't even be mad at that.
6 or 7.
Okay. Me. I wouldn't be mad at either one because they're both good franchises. However,
But go ahead.
if you listen to the show, I love Kevin Durant.
She does.
He does no wrong in my eyes. I mean, he does do wrong. He does do wrong. Like, he be subtweeting out here. His Twitter kind of is a little disrespectful on some days.
IG too.
IG too.
Right.
But I feel like Brooklyn, I don't know where they got all this cap from, this little cap space, like y'all, these people on their team. I still have questions about this.
Blake's
Called making moves, baby. That's what you got to do.
But I feel like if you have Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, James Harden,
Blake Griffin.
So I'm going.
But I mean, you can have all them people on the team, and it still ain't going,
But they have been clicking. They have been
right
clicking
there.
on all cylinders. That's the difference,
And that's scary.
and that's a problem. And so with that, I'm going 7, but I'm going Nets.
Okay. I'm good with that.
Okay.
Hey.
I'm rooting for Milwaukee.
It's gonna be, in my eyes, Nets and 6.
Listen. I'm root for Milwaukee just for the simple fact that his brother got a ring, and I'm gonna need both them other brothers on the Bucks to get them a ring too. Okay,
So Giannis-
I'm gonna need I'm gonna need Giannis and his brother.
He does got a ring.
I'm gonna need Giannis and his brother to get a ring. Okay. I'm
Okay,
just saying.
that's a good reason. I
I'm
like
just
that. I'll
saying.
take that.
The family all can get rings. Okay.
Okay, let's shimmy on over to the West.
Okay. Shimmy.
Mm-hmm.
We got no. We got Philadelphia 76ers
come on,
and
man.
Atlanta Hawks. That's the
5
next up.
games with the Sixers, man. Get this on, yo. Hey,
If Joel- okay.
Trey gonna get a game, but hey, Philly worse than New York.
Okay.
Oh snap.
Okay. Last night I was watching
Oh,
TNT after
snap.
the game, and Shaq
Oh child.
Shaq Diesel, he said that if Joel Embiid does not play, Hawks in 5.
Man, and here's the thing. You might as
Because
well
Joel is injured.
True.
So you got to think about these things.
But the way they was able to handle the Wizards in that
But
final game,
that's a different team, though.
it is. It
It's
is.
a different team.
It is. It has to have Ben Simmons step up, like wholeheartedly. I know a lot of people been on Ben Simmons' neck.
My Australian
Yeah.
brother. Oh.
You got to be on Ben Simmons' neck. Some brother, you need to get it together like right now. Like Doc Rivers.
He need a cough drop.
Bruh.
No, that's always been Doc though.
He need a cough drop.
That's always been Doc. Jamie Foxx does a real good Doc Rivers. It's
He
hilarious.
does anybody.
But my thing is with that, I know Joel Embiid is the X factor here, but I still think, right on, thank you.
Okay.
I still think that the Sixers can get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
And how many games?
I was gonna say 5, but now that you mentioned that, I'll push it back one more, 6.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
Vicky.
I'm gonna go with the 76 too as well. I'll go 6-2. I feel like Atlanta has a little fight in them now that they moved on. I feel like they got a little fight in them. You know what I'm saying?
And honestly, nobody want to see the Hawks go against the Bucks or the Nets for
Yeah.
viewership. I'm only
Right.
going by for viewership.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because look, LeBron's out, so it's going to take a
We got
time.
we got two of the from last season. We got 2 of the final teams gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
so-
makes it fun because look, we need some new teams. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Hello.
Making the-
Talk-
come on.
There you go.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. I'm gonna go opposite.
Of course.
That's cool.
I'm gonna do Hawks,
Okay.
and I'm gonna do 6.
Okay.
But is that how you really feel though? You keep doing devil's advocate, but is that how you feel? Right.
I mean,
What do you feel in your heart?
if Joel doesn't play, that's definitely how I feel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Because I feel like Ben Simmons alone cannot.
Heck no.
Like Ben Simmons cannot guard Trey. He kind of shifty, you know what I'm saying?
He ain't got Brent Brown. That's one thing that you got to understand. Doc gonna be on him. And I know Doc has blown some 3-1 leads in his career.
Oh my God.
Hey.
I think he's the only coach to do it on both ends, on East and West. So
Hey.
That's embarrassing.
it is. But at the same time, forget Doc has a ring. Brent Brown did not.
I mean,
So, I mean, he has a championship mentality,
right?
but it's the players, just the ones that's going to have to put it all out there on the court.
and bring it out.
Exactly.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So we got
Exactly.
Sixers, Hawkies. Okay, cool.
Yes.
So let's slither all over to the West.
Slither on.
Let's go with our Utah Jazz and Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, I knew the Jazz was gonna take it. It was kind of evident. Shout out to Memphis though. Like,
Yeah, shout out to John Moran because that boy
Glad
been
to see him out there.
balling. Yeah,
I'm glad
that
to
boy-
see
shout out to John Moran. Like, he played hard.
Would you say he's the rookie of the year? Are they? Is he?
Are they doing that?
Yeah, I'm like, are they doing it? When they going to announce? Well, first of all, when they going to announce MVP?
It's gonna be after the championship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's after that.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
that is Nikola Jokic.
I'm going Stephen.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm going Stephen.
I
But we
love
talked
Steph.
about this. Like, you gotta.
You
It's
can't-
not about if your team makes the playoffs. It is not.
Beg pardon?
It is. That's an MVP of the finals. This is MVP of the season. I'm sorry. I'm riding.
I love doing the price check because we get to have these debates a lot. And the reason why I say you got to give Jokic the nod. Look at what he was able to do without Jamal Murray. Remember, Jamal Murray is the second piece. I get
know
it.
that boy.
I get it.
Yeah.
Steph Curry was the guy. I get it. Steph is the guy. If there's no Steph, lottery pick.
Right.
But remember, Steph was injured himself. Nikola played the whole season. That also you have to take into consideration because if that's the case, Joel Embiid is over the both of them,
True.
right?
True. You
Just
right.
rocking with
You right.
Wardell over here.
You right.
Yeah, that's fine. You can ride with Wardell all day. But at the end of the day, Nikola played the whole season, did the same stats just about every single game. And I tripped off of Giannis last year MVP that he averaged 30 points a game in 30 minutes of play.
Ooh.
That means you averaging a point per minute.
Right. Basically.
That's insanity. The same thing happened with Joel Embiid this season, 30 and 30. The difference was he didn't play in as many games as Jokic did. And Jokic is the point guard of the Denver Nuggets.
He the point guard?
No, the reason why I say that because he's the one that bringing up the ball. That's why I say that.
yeah.
I'm not saying that because of his position. His position is center.
Okay.
But he's the point guard of the Denver Nuggets because he's the one that's making all the plays.
Okay.
All times. And man, he remind me his fall away reminds me so much of Dirk
Yeah.
that it's uncanny. But he's a better skilled player than Dirk was. Now, Luka Doncic is going to get some MVP votes, but he's not going to win
He not getting
over
that.
Jokic.
No.
That is no ifs, ands, or buts about that one, man. No. And with the Jazz, you mentioned about the Jazz and stuff in Memphis. Like I said, great to see Ja.
Yeah.
But the Jazz are better, but the Jazz are not going to be the winners out of the West.
The Jazz were better. So I was listening to I watched TNT after the game with Shaq, Ernie, Kenny, and them, and so it was Draymond was on there a few days this week, and he was like, "It's hard playing in Utah because of the altitude." So
Michael know about that.
Okay.
it's hard playing there.
But is that an excuse?
It's not, but it makes a difference sometimes. I'm not saying it's an excuse.
I guess.
But,
I ain't never played at Utah, so I
but the
wouldn't know.
Jazz were still a better team than Memphis.
Yeah.
So it was already evident they were going to make it to the next round. That they are playing. I'm not sure who they're playing next.
It'll be between either Dallas or the Clippers.
Correct. Whoever, if it's the Clippers, I don't know.
It'll be one fun series.
First of all, who is going to win that series?
I think Dallas is going to take out.
I feel like it too.
Toronto.
I feel
Because
like
listen, I was watching the game the other day and I had turned it off, and Clippers was up Next thing I know, I get an update. Dallas win. I see, now what the hell?
Yeah, I mean, right now Dallas is on a revenge tour themselves.
Luka is a problem.
Yes, he is. However, he has been a problem at the line, and that's bad for him.
I know you got your qualms about players not making their free throws.
Listen.
Listen.
I don't understand.
Free throws is key.
They're key.
Of course
I don't
are.
understand like why they can win your game for you.
Absolutely.
That is a please practice those in y'all off season. That is a problem for me.
That's the thing with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a terrible free throw shooter.
See,
That's a problem.
That should be his main focus instead of shooting threes or whatnot. Be at the
Oh my
line.
God, stop chunking up threes.
But and also remember that's the culture of the game today. Like you almost need to
thanks,
make
Steph Curry.
you almost need to make a 4-point
A 4-point line.
shot.
Yeah.
I blame Steph for that.
Well, no. If you want to blame somebody, blame his daddy.
Yeah.
Blame Dale. Wardale Sr.
His daddy was a shooter.
Right. So and
Well, it's still a
Barr,
product of him, so yeah.
I think he's third all time in 3-pointers made in NBA history.
Crazy.
Second, I think he's right behind Ray Allen.
Sheesh.
That is amazing because he's launching them at a rapid rate. You can expect him to get at least 10 off in a game. But back to the Mavs. The Mavs look like they want revenge on the Clippers come what happened the previous season. So now Luka has it embedded in mind. They back at home as we're doing this recording. We're doing the recording. They're doing it tonight.
Right. It's the last game.
Want to
right?
see Luka. I want to see Luka in round 2 because I want to see what he can do in a conference semifinal instead of just being in a quarterfinal and just sitting back at home.
So who we taking tonight's game? Clippers, Mavs? Mavs.
Yeah. It's anonymous.
Hey man, here's my thing with the Clippers.
Here's
Rondo messed up when he went to the Clippers.
the thing. I'm just real petty, and I feel like there's only gonna be one team in LA that's gonna be respected. So,
And Laker fans, listen to me. Laker fans, you watch it. Listen, you do not ever have to worry about the Clippers.
You really don't.
You really don't.
yeah. There's
Ever.
only one team I acknowledge.
Look.
That's, yeah.
Even if they were to make it to the second round, you don't even have to worry about that. Seriously.
They have no banners, I don't think, do they?
My point exactly. They ain't even got a conference final banner yet. So you have nothing. Let them, if they get there, let them be great. Let them be great and leave it alone. You don't even need what you need to be petty for. You sitting there with when you walk into Staples Center, do you see anything red up there in the in the
Red,
banners?
white, and
When they
blue.
show the TV screen, because they never do during the Clipper games, but when you watch Laker games, you always
They all
see
up in the
banners.
rafters. They all up in the rafters.
All up in the rafters. You never see that
my
for the
goodness.
Clippers. You have nothing
to worry about.
to worry about. So let it be
That's it.
what it is. If it happens, it happens. Let it go.
I feel bad for the Clipper fans. They ain't never gonna
Especially
go.
Clipper Darrell, man. Clipper Darrell had been there since the San Diego days, man. Man. But you have nothing to worry about with the Los Angeles Clippers.
So we taking
Win or lose.
So we taking Dallas next
I'm
round.
still taking Dallas, though.
So it's gonna be Dallas. That's just gonna be our opinion. Dallas against Jazz if the Mavericks win tonight.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Portland Blazers and
the Denver Nuggets.
Yes, please.
So
That
the
series
Nuggets
was
are moving on.
Crazy.
I think we got robbed.
That series was crazy.
I think the Nuggets are moving on.
How you feel we got robbed?
Damian Lillard's greatness was overshadowed
By who?
with Denver by his teammates. His teammates let him down. They let him down.
CJ McCollum.
They let him down.
He
hard.
stepped out of bounds so hard.
I saw that. I'm like, oh,
Stepped out
It,
of
it,
bounds.
it wasn't even that.
Oh, my God.
I will go to Robert Covington. I'm going to go to Carmelo Anthony just a little bit. But the reason I want to use Covington and McCollum is because the both of them,
dude.
like, missed layups, missed dunks, fouls
Out of
at the wrong
bounds.
time. I'm like, dude, what was your head at in double overtime?
Game 4, he had a
Yeah.
55 point. Was it 55 points Damian Lillard
I
had?
think it was 5. I think it was game 5 that was.
That was
double
game
overtime.
5 because that was when they had
It
the
was-
double. Yeah.
It was a classic, man. I'm
Dude.
like,
Austin Rivers even was he said a prayer when he missed the
I saw that. Yeah,
like,
he was like,
he was shooting lights out.
that dude was like,
hey,
"Ooh, thank you, Jesus."
When you can hit 35 footers with no time left on the clock, man, it's an amazing feat.
So
and he did it twice.
So here's my thing. I'm putting Damian Lillard in the same box that I put Bradley Beal in, and that I put Devin Booker in before this season.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like players who have a greatness like that and who they give it their all and that they can never get over the hump, it's time to make a change. And so,
I see what you. Okay.
I'm not sure what's keeping him in Portland.
I see what you're going at.
I'm not sure like what's keeping him in Portland, if it's a contract or what it is. But like maybe Portland is no longer the place. He needs to. Something got to give.
We need a shake up, bro.
It's either Terry goes or CJ McCollum goes.
Oh, CJ got to go.
Somebody got to go.
I ain't never been a fan of him, but
you don't want to give up Lillard like that, man. And I know Lillard wants to stay in Portland.
And Portland isn't like one of those big markets, but like he is the reason why Portland is what it is as far as the Trailblazers. But
yeah,
they cannot seem to get past round one.
Y'all see his Instagram, right? He put a Nipsey Hussle quote. That's telling. That's telling. No, it's like, how long should I stay dedicated? How long until opportunity meet preparation?
It's very telling.
Your front office is going to be the answer to that question, because you have a lot of pull, and people don't really believe this, that NBA players, superstars, got pulled with who comes in and who goes out.
I believe it.
LeBron.
I feel like LeBron picked his whole team this year. And
somebody said LeBron gonna make his super team. Make his
I would not be surprised.
Make a super team after this.
I feel like LeBron picked the whole roster for this season's team, and look where it got him. So,
but that's the thing with the super team. All right, if we gonna look back at real super teams in this generation, the first super team, you can go back to the '72 Los Angeles Lakers. Even though Elgin Baylor did not play, he was part of that group. Will Chamberlain and Jerry West. That's a super team, because they three superstars, all-stars, all day long, every day. But the difference with that is that Wilt Chamberlain was the free agent. The whole thing with the Celtics, when they won back in 2008, they were not a super team. They were all traded, and they were aging veterans.
Right. Okay.
It was like KG,
Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo.
They were aging. Ray Allen and Kevin Garnett were aging veterans.
Yeah.
And you can't sit there and tell me that they were super. It wasn't nothing super about them. They was all they all had to digress to progress.
I mean, the 09 championship team for the Lakers wasn't, in my opinion, a super team. Because it was Kobe, it was like Shannon Brown, like he wasn't.
There was no
Paul Gasol. Yeah, Paul Gasol. Yeah. You had your 1 and 2.
Yeah, Powell was an all-star. So, I mean, Powell's not a superstar, but he was an all-star. So I can't even put that on the super team list. With Miami, straight super team.
Exactly.
Straight super team.
LeBron, Chris Bosh, Dwayne, they are all finna be Hall of Famers.
And then the third, they did it again with Cleveland, with Kevin Love, and already having Kyrie Irving.
Yeah.
That was a super team.
And then, Golden State. You don't
Nope.
You don't think so?
No.
Okay.
Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, all drafted by the Warriors. They never had to go in as free agents.
Ooh, okay, that makes sense.
That means you built a team.
Makes sense.
If you want to call it a super team, you got to say that they built a super team, which is what you're supposed to do.
Which is what Mark Jackson did, right?
Exactly.
Right. Point that up, because folks always say like Kevin Durant went to a super team.
Now
already.
that is what you consider that. You know what I mean? But that was already built upon when they won their first title
in 2015.
Right.
Before he got there.
I'm still pissed Steph Curry didn't win Finals MVP that year. I'm still pissed about that. Like, why did Andre Iguodala? Because he quote unquote stopped LeBron?
Iggy won that year.
That was Steph's. That was Steph's award, and Iggy robbed him.
Crazy.
No lie. But Durant, when he came in, for real, when he came into those 2 years, he did not need to be the guy at all. But he became the guy when you saw what he was doing out there on the court. When you're launching 35-footers with ease and you 7 foot tall and you can drain them with like that, you become a problem. And you did it in LeBron's face twice, back-to-back years in the same freaking spot. You know what I'm saying? That's what was dope about that to me. I'm not mad at Durant for doing that.
I am not.
Why should I be mad at him?
Here's the thing. I always tell Victoria, I was like, the whole point of being an athlete in whatever your sport is, your goal is to get a ring.
Exactly.
Sometimes some type of championship. If where you are is no longer serving your purpose, it's time to get your bags and go where you feel like I'm going to reach my goal.
So the issue became with the Miami Heat when they formed theirs was publicly known. Like they made a big, huge deal out of it. When Durant did his, he didn't do what LeBron did.
Right.
That's why I don't particularly care for him. Like you,
And this I don't care what nobody say. This is what vilified LeBron for life.
that he did a lot. It was like a whole
Spectacle.
It was a lot. I don't care about you going to Miami. I don't care.
You could have went and did a small presser and said, I'm going to the Miami Heat. You took an hour block of time that only took 2 minutes.
Yeah.
2 minutes. And caused a rift. And he knew, LeBron knew this, that what they did was a mistake. Because they said, it was a documentary about that. They said on the flight back, it was quiet as church mice. They supposed to be celebrating, having a good old time on the plane and whooping it up. You couldn't hear a peep because it was the wrong thing to do. And it was masqueraded. I'm doing this for charity. I'm here for the Boys and Girls Club. No, you did it for LeBron. And if we have to hold him to that until
his career over, okay,
so be it.
Fine with me.
I mean, he'll be a Hall of Famer. I also do believe that they need to change the Basketball Hall of Fame, like wholeheartedly. There needs to be an NBA Hall of Fame, not a Basketball Hall of Fame. You get what I'm saying? I want NBA players to get into. I know there's the Baseball Hall of Fame. There's the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We need to separate them.
But I get what you're saying. But basketball, like you have like they also put like the women in there.
Yeah. I get that, and that's why I think it should be separated. Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. You can do a Pro Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. You got the College Basketball Hall of Fame. And that's why I'm like, I never really understand why there's 2 Hall of Fames for basketball.
Well, not Kim. Was it Kim Mulkey who got inducted this year? She's a women's coach, so they put her in the same Hall of Fame as like
the rest of them. Yeah. But I've always believed that it should be NBA Hall of Fame because some questionable people that has gotten to a Hall of Fame. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. Dennis Rodman shouldn't have been a Hall of Famer.
Ooh,
I know you want 5
times.
If that's the case, then we got to put Robert Horry in. He won 7, right?
Okay.
He won 7 titles. Rodman did win 5. Won a bunch of rebounding titles. But he ain't no NBA Hall of Famer. Then means what is a Hall of Famer?
What determines a
okay.
Because in football, Fred Taylor, Corey Dillon ain't even seeing the Hall of Fame. Edgerrin James, they ain't even looking at the Hall of Fame, and that's sad because they never played on a winning squad. And that's sad. But they did. I think James is the only one. No, James did not win a ring. He didn't. I'm not gonna think about it. But those guys ain't giving even a half look at the Hall of Fame, and that's sad. But I think it was I watched I Am Athlete.
Oh yeah,
Brandon Marshall and all them. And a lot of people vouched for Deion Sanders, vouched for Fred Taylor. And I think, he should be in the Hall of Fame because he should be the first Jaguar to be in the Hall of Fame. Straight up. Because he did damage. He was a 10,000-yard rusher in his career. And he ain't even seeing the Hall of Fame. Are you kidding me? But a lot more are starting to get into the Hall of Fame. Case in point, Isaac Bruce. A lot of people kept putting him under the bus like he shouldn't even be there. Like, what? Are you serious? Whole nother story.
Yeah.
Whole nother story.
So that's how I feel about Portland. I mean, congrats to the Denver Nuggets and them going forward. They earned it. But I mean, Portland got to make some changes.
Absolutely, they do.
So whether Damian Lillard causes a fit and say like I want out, or the team needs to shake up, because
hey, you better shake it up before he say I want out.
Okay, that's it.
Like, you need to have a meeting with Damian Lillard like now. Like, you should have did this yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
You should have did this the day that they got knocked out. Like, had a meeting. Hey, Damian, what do you think we need to do?
Yeah.
We need to make some changes.
Yeah.
Now, if he say that, that means he's staying with the group. If he says, I want out, you do anything that you can to smooth it like peanut butter and say, hey, what can we do to make this right for you? If he says it again, then you have to make the move to make him out, get him out.
Yeah.
So that's where we're at now.
So we got Denver and Phoenix, or Denver and Phoenix going up against each other.
As you all know, I am a Laker fan. Die-hard, win or lose or draw. I was a fan before LeBron got there. I love Kobe Bean Bryant. That is my guy.
Got you.
We all know. I mean, LeBron may play for the Lakers, but I'm not a LeBron person. I went into this series knowing it was going to be series. Okay was my thinking. I went in like so I went in conflicted. And I was conflicted because of my dislike for LeBron James, but also because Phoenix was here, and like I want D-Book to like succeed so much, and I feel like Chris Paul and him, it's magical a little bit, and I like that.
I am happy for Chris Paul though.
Yeah,
I am.
So I was conflicted. I was like, all right, I want my team like the championship, but like if Brian get 5 rings. I don't know. His head already kind of big. That's a lot. So I went in on like a teeter-totter.
Yeah.
But I went in I still went in having the Lakers winning the series. Okay. I never pictured it being Phoenix all the way. It was just, I'm thinking, I'm okay with this.
Me too. And the reason why I want to say that is this. I'm ready to see Chris Paul in the finals.
Oh, yes. Boy. Because we've never seen him.
That's why I'm not picking the Jazz out the West. Because I want to see Chris Paul get his first finals. And now
that would be dope.
He has a path.
Yeah.
Because you don't got to go past the Lakers. You beat Goliath.
Yeah.
And he was broken down. And that's what you're supposed to do. You take it out on him no matter what. And he doing it with one arm his damn self.
His shoulder injured. Okay, let's talk about this series though. Series.
Which one? The Phoenix and
the Phoenix Lakers, because I have some questions. I have some problems.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. Anthony Davis.
Oh my God.
Great player. He is a great kid, great player. I don't have nothing against him. B-U-T.
I love that one. I love that word.
He is very injury prone.
Dude, that dude is like glass. He's fragile.
And I have a problem because he did not play game 5.
No.
Right.
I don't know who on the Lakers medical staff deemed it okay for him to play last night. Mm-hmm. Wrong decision. Wrong, because y'all knew he wasn't okay to play. I don't know if he was pressuring you saying I gotta play.
Well, maybe AD was just like he need to go out there and help them out.
But he only lasted 5 minutes 23 seconds, brother. You trying to play when you can't. Who made this okay for you to go out here and re-injure yourself? Like, you was in pain.
AD wanted to go out there.
That's what I'm saying. He probably wanted to go out there and help his team.
He wanted to go out.
He couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it. Case in point, he couldn't. And when it was 45-18 in the second quarter, I said, go ahead and put this baby to bed. But I started getting mad because I made a joke. I made a joke on Twitter and I said, I think they was down like almost 30.
They was down 30.
At halftime, right? Was it?
They was in the first quarter. They was down 30.
They was down 30 in the first, because I know they was down big in the second quarter. When it got to halftime, I said LeBron is saving his energy up for the second half.
Yeah, by
and low key, I was just being funny.
I mean, by halftime they was down by 21.
They was coming up. They was
Right,
trying.
and it started coming up.
They
and
was
I sat
trying.
there and I said to myself, if the Suns mess around,
Dude,
and lose this game,
man,
they are losing the series back in Phoenix.
Yep.
Like they were not coming back from there, because at that point your mental brain is dejected because we allowed a 30-point
Deficit
lead to digress and lose it.
right.
You don't ever want to be that person. Now, to be in that situation where you
Because AD could have played in that game. The last game, you know what I'm saying?
Keep your foot on their necks.
Right.
When you see that one of their players is broken down, you don't stop. You keep running.
Here's the thing. I knew the game was going to be a disaster for the Lakers when Jay Crowder came out and hit 3 threes.
That dude did a salsa,
When I
didn't
tell
he?
you, I cannot
He hit that.
stand Jay Crowder. I cannot.
But he hit 3 threes. I was like, wait a minute. Something
Hey,
is...
he is, I'm going to say it here, he's the X factor for this Phoenix team, because remember in the finals against the Lakers when he was with the Heat, he was trash. He couldn't hit a shot to save him. And all of a sudden he comes out, because he's in the series he wasn't that great either. It's just that he came when he was supposed to. Game
Right.
6,
showed up when
he
he's supposed to
showed
show up. Here's the thing. I also have a problem with the Lakers coaching. I don't understand. You have Montrezl Harrell on your team and he sits for how many games? He barely played 10 minutes this series until last night at the last. I don't understand.
I don't know what Frank Vogel thinks about, because I have a friend who is like a super fan like yourself and can't stand the sight of him. Couldn't stand Tyronn. She's a big LeBron fan. All right, so wherever
we wouldn't be okay.
Wherever he goes, it doesn't matter. So everybody calling out Vogel. Everybody calling out why Montrezl Harrell didn't play. Why was Andre Drummond a coach's decision? Do not play. I'm like, you need all hands on deck
Right.
for this game. That's where Anthony Davis came in. You thought Anthony would be the guy to do so. I'm like, Drummond could have been utilized to give you some points and rebounds that you needed, especially, and you need somebody to go against DeAndre Ayton. It was made too easy for him.
He was killing him down low. He was killing
too
them.
easy. Like that's what I'm like.
Killing them in the post.
I don't understand. Like that's what makes that championship last season seem paper, because of the decision making of Frank Vogel. And like, I know they're gonna give him another year.
Crazy.
They're gonna give it to him.
Problem, yeah.
I mean, come on. The Lakers, y'all had Rudy Tomjanovich for a half a second. Mike Brown was
Oh,
the coach.
child, don't even talk about him.
Mike Brown was the coach.
Right.
They had that much. Dale Harris.
Y'all had no. Y'all had Luke Walton for a hot second.
Luke Walton.
Luke Walton was the coach.
Magic
My-
Johnson was a coach at one point. But my point is this. The Buss family is hilarious when it comes to these coaching moves. And, Phil Jackson, him and Jeannie was together kicking it and whatnot. But
Oh, they ain't together no more.
no more. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I didn't mean to break your heart with that.
Oh, okay.
If they
I
are,
didn't know they was.
if they are,
It's
they
down low,
behind
low.
closed
Yeah,
doors.
okay. Yeah.
But
You
my
hurt my
point
feelings.
is that they haven't had that kind of real success since Phil. And they got Frank Vogel, and they wound up winning the championship. So it's one of those weird stories.
So here's my issue with these LeBron people who follow him and him only.
Okay.
They seem to place blame or ask questions like on why didn't this person play?
On everybody
Why
else.
didn't LeBron? I don't understand. I don't always get his mentality. If it looks like in some cases he has to wait for something to click,
Well, he did say himself he's a
like for
passer.
him to show out, and that's another problem.
That's why he's not a clutch player. Like if you were to give
he
the
likes to and it's great to be a sharer, assist, like give out assists, but he does it too much when he could take. He could have had some shots that he was missing because he was giving the ball away.
LeBron James is the most polarizing athlete I've ever seen. Let me say it again. LeBron James is the most polarizing athlete I have ever seen. And the reason why I say that is this. The ranks on points, rebounds, assists, steals, minutes, He's at the top.
Yeah.
There should be no reason why he don't have more championships than he got. There should be no reason that we shouldn't be hailing him. I'm talking about as a whole, not just one fandom with the LeBron fans, as a whole, saying that he is the greatest basketball player to ever walk the face of the earth. We should not be comparing Michael Jordan to LeBron James because they're not in the same league. If you want to put LeBron James with a comparison, then you put him with Magic Johnson, because Magic had the same style that LeBron has.
Yeah.
Pass, score, rebound, steal. And here's my thing with LeBron, man, why he won't be considered the best of all time is because
He cries.
I ain't even thinking about the crying part. I'm talking about what he was doing on defense. Defense is a passer lane. He could never play defense straight up on somebody. He liked to chase down stuff. The highlight. That's what his game was. I want to make the play so everybody can see me.
Like one man show.
Bingo. But he had to play it like I'm a team player.
Right.
But when it was on his own individualities, he had to make sure that he was the guy in that moment. Now, he's had some clutch shots. He's had. Come on. Let's
He has.
Let's be real with ourselves.
But I wouldn't, if I had to choose, I wouldn't give him the ball.
I ain't trusting him. He
Right.
won't even trust it.
No.
He has to
You
be-
see, what was that
he
one
has
play
to-
last year?
He had to be forced to take him.
See, that's not a.
That should never be the mentality that you're in when the game is on the line, when it's under 2 minutes. Move. This is my time. And everybody else know it.
Listen, Kobe would never.
Michael would never.
Michael would never.
Now, I remember people jumped up. Well, why didn't Michael take the last shot against the Jazz when they won Game 5 of the finals?
Oh yeah, right.
Don't you remember he was double teamed in that situation? And he saw open Steve Kerr, so he was going to give it to him?
Yes.
There's a thing about making the right basketball play and then taking the right shot.
Right.
Yeah. That was the right play.
That's what LeBron's gonna be known for, making basketball plays. Sometimes I'm like, I was looking for him to be selfish. Be selfish, dude. This is your game. You want to let everybody know that I'm going to be the guy to take the final shot. This is my time. But he never was that guy. Think about it. When you play NBA 2K, or if you seen your friends play NBA 2K, you always built a player that was going to be on the same alignment as LeBron James. Why? Because you wanted a 7 foot, 350 pound guy that can, with a 99 speed, that can block, that
Overall,
can rebound, pass, make shots from anywhere on the court, even from half court. You get what I'm saying? They wanted that type of guy.
Kind of overall player.
But that's why I say this is polarizing. You want that guy, and this is what we got. But at the same time, because coaches love this type of player. Coaches want the unselfish type. But then on the other side, it's like, dude, I want you to be selfish.
He's too unselfish.
Too unselfish. Like, dude, take the ball. This is your time.
You're the leader of this team, my dude.
We on your back.
Right. Like,
You leading us.
Dude, come on.
I want you to take the last shot. I don't want to do this. That's too much for me. We want you to do it. But LeBron, like, I don't want to do it.
right.
And that's where it became polarizing for him.
I don't think he want to be that fall guy.
For what?
That's-
If you miss, that's what we did with Kobe, and that's what we did with Mike.
Right.
If you miss, take it and move forward. Hey, I don't remember a lot of times we ever said Michael Jordan and Kobe sucked.
Okay.
However, I will get on this Kobe fan here. Kobe did quit during a playoff series, just like LeBron did against the Phoenix Suns. It was against them.
Dang.
He quit on the team. So,
What team was he playing with? Okay.
hey, no, it don't even matter. It don't even matter at this point. The same what we said about LeBron then.
Okay.
See, I got two Laker fans that I got to deal with here. Okay, all right, I've been set up. That's what this is about.
I mean, overall, it was a great series. Phoenix just wanted it more. Devin Booker last night put a clinic.
Man, I am so happy
for him.
For Devin Booker, because last season in the bubble, they went undefeated and didn't make the playoffs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do you know how heartbreaking that is? Like, you worked this hard, you was considered a shot to get into the playoffs, the play-in game, and you went undefeated, did everything that you needed to do, and you still didn't get in.
They earned this.
They did. That's why Monty Williams is Coach of the Year, in my mind.
Yeah. They earned this. They earned this.
I love Quinn Snyder, but he ain't it.
I'm happy that they are going to the next round. I want to see them go
all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Paul to get a little healthier, you know.
Yeah.
You know. But he did score 18 points. That was pretty. That was. Oof.
And
needed those.
When this upcoming series with the Suns and the Nuggets, man, this is gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be a good one.
It really is. Now, Jamal Murray's out for the rest of the year, right?
Yeah.
Like, he ain't coming back at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ugh.
Sucks, man, because I
know.
wanted to see him.
I'm outside the bubble, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Not in the bubble in this atmosphere.
Because it's like his star was rising.
Dude, I hope it don't. I hope that when he come back, it don't diminish. You know what I'm saying?
So what we giving Nuggets Suns? And so like who win the series? How many games?
Suns in 6.
Suns in 6. Okay, me too.
Wow.
Jokic gonna get a couple games now.
Yeah, Denver.
Jokic gonna make sure they get a couple games. I know he was.
Ooh.
He gonna get a couple games, man.
Oh man, I don't even know.
Because we got to think about it. Michael Porter Jr. He stepped up offensively.
Yeah.
His defense is still questionable. Aaron Gordon has stepped up a lot.
And I don't know where I was at. Why gotta tell me he left Orlando?
Yeah,
It's a lot of players. I'll be like, hey, you on this team?
I was like, that's Aaron Gordon. That's not a Magic uniform.
Morris has stepped up for them. You know what I mean? And that has been the key. Now they're gonna have to play some defense.
Yeah.
Because Phoenix likes to shoot. They got Bridges on the corner, as well as Paul can take it. You know, Booker can take it. Jay Crowder can take it. And you got to get DeAndre Ayton's going to have the hardest time against Nikola Jokic.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
And if you get Ayton out, the Nuggets can mess around and get to the conference finals. That's why I'm still going to give them 6, because it's going to depend on the health of Chris Paul and can Booker do it again?
Yeah.
Can Booker do it again?
I'm hoping for I'm giving it to Devin Booker. Like, I want him to. I want to see this.
And this is what the NBA needs. I know people sit there and say, the Lakers ain't in it, the Knicks ain't in it, I ain't finna watch it.
Yeah, like the numbers gonna go down because Lakers
watch
not in it.
Because this is the new breed that you're seeing. You're seeing Ja, you're seeing Trey, you're seeing Devin Booker.
Right.
This is
the new generation.
This is the new generation of stars, and they don't need to go anywhere. I know when it comes to
Simmons,
loyalty to teams, and you want to jump ship. I'm thinking this phase is about to be pushed out the door.
Wait, you think they're gonna stay?
I don't think it's gonna be super teams as much anymore.
I hope not. I don't like the whole super team
because
thing.
it diminishes the game.
Yeah.
I wanted a superstar or two, and you build around them.
Yes, that's what I like.
When you do super teams, it seems like you're just cheating.
Yeah.
Just like with the Nets.
And if you want to say the Warriors are cheaters, fine. If you want to say the Heat are cheaters, fine. I know that they're not. I don't know. I believe they're not because of what they were able to put around it. And Draymond is not an all-star for real.
He ain't.
Can we get this? Can we get this clear?
No.
Draymond Green is not a true all-star. He's not a superstar either. He is a role player that knows his job. That's not a superstar. That's not. He's gotten all-star appearances, but I don't think he deserves them. But Draymond goes out each and every night and he plays hard.
Yeah. I agree.
But he's not a star in this league. Klay, in my opinion, is not a star in this league. And we're gonna be real.
Let's keep it funky.
Klay is not a star. Klay just knows how to get open.
He's very inconsistent to me. I always thought that.
Klay is not a star. When you think of stars, you're thinking Steph. You're thinking LeBron. You are thinking
Giannis, yeah.
You are thinking Joel Embiid. You ain't thinking about no Klay Thompson.
Kevin Durant.
He ain't even, for real, if we gonna be real with ourselves, you ain't even ranking him in the top 50 players in the league. 20, 30, 40. You're not ranking him there. He can shoot lights out. I will put Zach LaVine over Klay Thompson.
I'm not.
All right? Zach LaVine is a superstar more than Klay Thompson is. I see a lot more flash than Klay. He is a great player, but not a superstar. He's going to get superstar money, but he ain't a superstar. That's that you kind of see if you look back at the Warriors and the team and what they've been able to do. You look at Steph before you look at Klay.
Heck yeah.
I mean, yeah.
You look at Steph before you look at Draymond. When Durant went over there to the squad, it's like you had 2 stars, not 4. I ain't even a Warriors fan like that. Durant and Curry are superstars. Thompson and Draymond Green know where their roles are.
Right.
And if one get hot over the other,
Right.
you just keep feeding them. That was Steph's team. Steph was made for that team, not Klay Thompson. Now, here's my thing. You put Klay or Draymond on another squad,
Then maybe.
do you think they still become stars?
Probably not. Well, it depends on what team, though.
All right, we'll throw for example.
Okay.
If you put him on the Celtics with Jason Tatum,
Nah. That's Jason's team right there.
okay. If you put him on the Minnesota Timberwolves,
Well, then they will be.
then he would be the star,
They
right?
would be. That depends on what team, though.
It would. And he's been in such a system with the Warriors that you can't sit there and tell me that he's a star.
But like I said, I've always thought Klay was inconsistent. I'm sorry. His game is so inconsistent to me.
But he ain't no star.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. That's just what it is. But congratulations to the Suns, man. Like, I'm ready to see them go to the conference finals now. And to the NBA
It's
finals.
gonna be exciting because it's like a whole new team making it. You know what I'm saying? It's not the usual
I'm
Lakers.
sorry, Donovan Mitchell. I got to throw him out.
Oh, Donovan, yes. Oh, shoot.
Because he's a star, too. Now,
Yeah,
that's a star.
You right.
That's a star. And he only 6'2". Like Steph Curry.
Yep. So yeah, it's not the usual Lakers, Celtics.
Knicks.
No, I'm saying like winning.
That's what I'm saying.
You say Knicks?
Knicks started winning. You already to put them back in the trash. Go back.
Okay.
Hey, because my Bulls ain't doing nothing. Like, that's
Oh
what.
my God.
Like, my Bulls ain't doing nothing. And they don't plan on doing. Hey, and here's the thing, man. My group has got a black general manager, and I'm really rooting for him. I'm rooting hard for him. But you got to go over him. Jerry Reinsdorf is a cheap, fuddled old man. So he's not going to pay guys
Oh my goodness.
like they used to, man. Like they still live in the glory days, man. And I hate it. I hate that. Like, can we get Chicago? You are the 3rd largest market, and they should never be down where they are. Get it together. You got a good core. You got a nice coach. I'm starting to believe a little bit in Billy Donovan, but you got to give you have to give up Larry Markkinen. Got to go. That dude is trash. Had so much promise, and he just started to fall apart by the seams. He got to go. All right, that's my Bulls.
Well,
rant.
Chicago Sky may may get them there, Candace Parker there. I mean, they may be able to do something with, what I'm saying.
Hey, shout out to Candace Parker, though, man.
Bring some,
Yeah, shout out to Candace Parker.
get that city
back
going
home,
again,
and, They might have more.
because the Bulls ain't doing it.
Nah, they're like second and at the bottom of the league.
I'm saying you got Candace Parker there. I'm just saying.
No, like,
It's gonna take a lot more than Candace to get that
Yeah,
team
I
back.
know. I'm just,
back in
like
order.
them.
I'm just.
they're like the second to last team in the league
No, I'm
currently.
just throwing jokes out there.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to the WNBA and their 25th anniversary. Too, man.
Okay, whoops,
No,
whoops.
I've been
Enough
watching.
recognition.
Brittany Griner has hit 2 dunks in 2 games. Cause it's not really common in women games like for them to like hit dunks.
Right.
So like when they do it, it makes like a lot of attention.
Let me ask y'all: do you think that they should lower the rim for the girls?
No.
She said no automatically. Like,
No.
So,
Here's
those
the
that
thing.
are not excited about the WNBA, what could you say to them to get them excited?
We say it all the time. Like for me, they play a team sport, which is what basketball is supposed to be. It's a team sport. It's 5 players playing together as one. In the NBA, we get so caught up in the theatrics, like the alley oops, the
Dunks, and
like the chase down. In the WNBA, they pass the ball and they try to set up for a shot. They play the sport.
well, they
as-
kind of compensate for a lot of stuff.
like
Right.
them being shorter and like being women, but they play the game like the way it's supposed to be played as far as fundamentals. So I like that, and they're good at their game. Like I like it. Like I watch.
Right.
So my favorite team is the Phoenix Mercury because I like Diana Taurasi, but she's currently out because of an injury. But it's exciting. It's fun. They hit game-winning shots. Like the other day, Kia Nurse hit a buzzer beater to beat the Sky. Like and it was like a 35-foot. Like she hit it running. Like they hit buzzer beaters. Like they play a great game. I mean, y'all watch them in the Olympics. Like, why not watch them in their regular season? It's the same.
Or maybe, here's my
Same
thing, because
team.
men watch women's sports for obvious reasons. Like, they'll watch volleyball before they watch a basketball team.
Now, I would say this.
Because the women look like dudes. Like, y'all not going to watch them?
When
Like,
the WNBA started, it was the Houston Comets. Now, they done something that hasn't been done by any
Team.
franchise in history.
They did a 4-piece.
It's since, I'm talking about going back to the Celtics back in the day, is win 4 consecutive championships. Now, I think Cynthia Cooper, she did a piece for the Players Tribune. It was a dope piece. If you haven't read it, you gotta read it. Because she was like, well, I wanna be considered one of the greatest of all time too. And even though she wasn't even the best player on her team. But everybody considered her Lady Jordan when she came out there and she was balling. Them first 4 years, folk watched the WNBA because they wanted to see what it was about. Previously, there was the ABL. And a lot of the players from that came over to the WNBA, which give it even more credibility. But I remember watching the comments. I remember watching NBC. I remember watching Game 2 of the 98 WNBA Finals with Teresa Weatherspoon from the heavens throws up a 45-foot shot and it goes in. Like, I remember that. And she dropped to the ground, threw her hands up in triumph. Those are the things I remember from the WNBA. We got to get back to that.
Right.
The marketing plans got to be better,
They suck.
but they're getting better. Case in point, CBS, ESPN, Amazon, Twitter. You cannot miss a WNBA game.
You cannot.
It's everywhere. That is what the league needed. Somebody, one of you girls, I don't care. You give me the WNBA orange hoodie. Like, I want that. That hoodie is dope.
I do want one.
That hoodie is dope. When I seen that, I was like, I gotta have one of those.
I want one. I definitely want one. I mean, I watch the sport. I even, as far as college basketball, I watch the women's more than the men. Listen, I am a UConn fan. Gino, I don't know what his recipe is, but I like Mr. Gino Auriemma. I want to meet him.
But you couldn't have a Gino Auriemma without a Pat Summitt.
Oh, yeah, they hoodies is
You got to
dope.
give respect to Pat.
Always.
Pat built
Tennessee.
She built a women's program. And that was the argument that I had. Like, who was the greatest coaches of all time? Who do you think is that? And I said John Wooden. A friend of mine that I know closely said Pat Summitt. He's like, well, no, Gino ran circles all around her.
Not in them earlier years.
Nah.
Not in them earlier years,
Nah.
no.
When Gino was coming in, Pat was on her way out. And what I mean by that is, as time progressed, Pat was the one that was winning titles. Gino came as this torch was being passed. But Gino considers Pat Summitt the greatest coach of all time. She was the first ever to win 1,000 games at the college basketball level. Don't ever sit there and say that Pat Summitt is not
I would never say
a great
that.
coach. No, that go with anybody that goes beyond here. Wooden won 10 titles, 10 national championships. Awesome feat. And it had to draw me back to Pat Summitt a bit. I can't even say Phil Jackson is on that list.
Because Pat Summitt has, I'm not sure how many she has. I don't think it's.
I think she had like 5.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. She had some undefeated seasons to go along with it. But she got 1,000 wins, man. And built the program. Gino never built UConn. Yeah. There go.
Oh, she has 8.
She has 8 titles.
Okay.
But my point is, she never built the program. John Wooden never built the program.
So why do you think Gino didn't build his program?
Because he wasn't the first coach at UConn.
Okay. That makes sense.
Pat stepped up from the... Pat even got an opportunity to coach the men and she turned it down.
Okay, that makes sense.
Gino's never gotten that chance.
I don't think he would want it either. I think he likes what he...
Coaching the women.
Yeah.
I do also think the WNBA needs more black coaches as well too.
That's a given.
I'm a fan of more media, more black women in media that is doing.
So shout out to Noelle Quinn. She's taking over for the Storm as their head coach.
Yes, I saw that.
Shout out to her. She's black.
Right.
Shout out to her.
I think it was the coach from Arizona. Can't think of her name to save me, man. When they got to the Final Four, well, they got to the national title game. What is her name from Arizona? I can't think of her to save me, man. She did an excellent job with that squad. First time they ever made the Final Four. First time they ever made the national title game.
They beat UConn this past year.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Adia Barnes.
Adia Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
it. Shout out to her too, man.
They beat UConn. I mean, and I get what you're saying. Like, Gino did not build UConn, but he is making it what it is. He's making it a household name.
No disrespect to it.
Because I have never seen. I think Rebecca Lobo was his first team. It was 95 to get a ring. He didn't win any more, I don't think, until like 2000.
I remember Nikisha Sales.
Yeah.
When she played, I think they won a national title with her too. And that was like in 98 or 99 or something like that. I can't remember.
Then when he got like Sue Bird, Swin Cash, I think they won from 2002 to like 2004 because the Diana Taurasi has 3 national championships. Right. And then they didn't win again until 08, 09 with like Maya Moore and like Tina Charles. And then it was when Breonna Stewart came. They won 4 back to back. So like, if you don't watch the women's game, you must don't like sports because it's awesome.
Yeah, y'all men be hating so
it's
hard.
amazing.
I don't understand.
And then you have like, and then it's teams now like in South Carolina, Dawn Staley. That's a winning team. Like,
are y'all men mad because some women are better than y'all? Like, I'm just trying to understand.
Yeah, that's
like,
it.
Are y'all like what is the
mad
deal?
because these women can cross them over. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I be seeing men in these comments like just going hard. Like, dang.
Like, you would never. Here's the thing. You do all this talk, you would never even be able to catch Sue Bird on the court.
I seen what happened to what Liz Cambridge did to one guy that was talking smack and did him in. She's 6'8", 200 and some odd. She big. That's a big woman. I'm finna step up to her and I'm looking up at her. Nah, man. I'll pass El Paso, Texas. I'm good. Like, they are the cream of the crop, man. Like Asia Wilson, I wouldn't even go against Asia, man. Asia was an MVP.
Yes.
Like, nah, man.
Like, the women are so dope. Listen, the women's Olympic team is the better team than the men.
If you're talking about now, then yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, now, yeah.
Like 96.
Well, they didn't even have a team then.
Yeah, they did. They won the gold medal for it. Because all of them wound up playing in the WNBA.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they played that year.
All of them wound up playing in the WNBA. Because it was a dope squad. Lisa Leslie, Cheryl Swoops, Ruthie Bolton, Holyfield.
Ooh.
I'm talking about,
did
man.
Legends.
Like, you couldn't stop them.
And the women have been winning the gold since 96.
Yeah, I can't say the same about the men.
You cannot.
Hey, after 04, when they put out, and I think it was like LeBron, after LeBron's rookie season.
Yeah.
I remember Kobe the following Olympics in 08 was like, we not finna lose again.
Okay.
Not again.
And they've won since 08, but the women have been winning consistently since 96. And it's every 4 years, I get it, but it's always a different team.
That's why it's interesting enough, like with this Olympic team that they're finna come out with. And I'm not looking too keen. I'm not feeling too keen about this USA team for the men. Now for the women, I might feel that way. But
they also do like a 3-on-3 teams. It's a 3-on-3 tournament too. That's something new, like for this
that's good, man. You know what? They should try something different. It shouldn't be
right. The USA team is already making it. Like their 3-on-3 team, it's going already.
Good.
It's Katie Lou Samuelson. The other girl, I can see her face. I can't give you her name.
Who she play for?
For college, she played for the Washington Huskies. She's a shooter, and I don't know who she.
Oh, Kelsey Plum.
Her, and it's another girl, but I don't know. I don't know who she is.
I like Kelsey Plum, man.
I do.
That's a shooter, man.
So is Katie Lou. Katie Lou Samuelson, shooter.
Yeah, Kelsey got some game, man. So I was like, man, when they were playing for Vegas, I'm like, I had to go one of those games out there in Vegas, man.
And so I'm excited about the women's. That's if they even have an Olympics, because I want to see. It's one thing for like so like Dawn Staley would have want to go as a player,
and we'll try to win one as a coach,
an assistant coach, and now she's the head coach, because Dawn Staley was Gino's assistant coach, like for the women's team in like the last 2 Olympics, and so now she's the head coach. So I want her to get a ring as a head coach too.
Absolutely, man. I want to see one get a gold medal around her neck. That'd be dope, man.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't wait to see that.
But I kind of feel differently, because it's going to be a different USA team kind of than 2016, but because like Lindsay Whalen has retired, and so has Tamika Catchings.
Yep.
And Sue Bird and Diana, or this will be their 5th Olympics. I mean, would they even make it? Like it's a little bit different.
Yeah, Taurasi kind of injured. Bird's 40, so
I know, right?
Yeah, Taurasi's 39.
Yep. So he's putting a lot on that body, man.
But hey, if she isn't a walking goat, I don't know what is.
I mean, I man, like that's tough. Like. We got to see a new generation of players, and they taking over. Now, I think the women's basketball team is in good hands.
Yeah.
But the men is really
right. The women welcome all the new players. They want to see them take over and I feel like the women's they are the blueprint for a lot of things. Like last year during the pandemic, they stepped up head first with like all of the Black Lives Matter stuff. Like, I don't get why people don't like the WNBA. I think it's like a lot of hateration going on. Get y'all life together.
It is. There is. I just don't know why.
I don't know why. But we finna change that, because I want an orange hoodie too.
Oh yeah, I just saw it. Yeah, it looked dope.
I want that hoodie.
Yeah.
Listen, peeps, great episode.
Oh man, that was great to. I think Chris just woke up back there, man. So.
Thank you for stopping by.
Oh man, it's a pleasure, man. I love talking sports with y'all, man. This is fun, man. Always there's an open door at the In the Zone Network too, man. So when you want to do some stuff, let me know. We can make that happen.
For sure.
Always. If you do not, make sure you follow us on our social media. Our website is just altogether wdwkas.com. The Instagram, it is WDWKAS podcast.
And our Twitter is What Do Women Know 1, and that's KNO, the number 1.
And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube, which is WDWKAS podcast. As always, I am Bree Nicole.
I'm Vicky D.
Oh, A-Train Arlington Lane.
And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Hey man, what the do y'all know about sports?